Right now, high winds, dry conditions are making it extremely difficult for firefighters already stretched so thin in Southern California. Leigh Waldman joining us live from Los Angeles County. Thanks for being with us, Leigh. What are some of the factors besides the Santa Ana winds driving these fires?
Joyce, good to be with you. So on top of the winds that we're seeing here, it's extremely dry. It's the rainy season, but there's been no substantial rain to actually soak the ground, rain that's desperately needed. There's a lot of low humidity, but I think the biggest factor are those big gusts of wind. They've died down significantly throughout the day, but still we're feeling big gusts of wind, and that's what's taking embers from one building that's on fire and igniting another building on fire. You can see it raging. It's dark out here, but that's a building that a few hours ago just had a small fire on the roof. Now the inside of that building is completely gutted, and we're hearing pops of explosions inside of it, and then distance explosions off from other buildings. It's a heartbreaking story that's been repeated time and time again here in the Pacific Palisades after block of buildings have been destroyed throughout this community. We know down the road there's apartments, there's churches. As we see fire crews going by here, they have to pick and choose which buildings they try and douse with water. But we know the priority here is to save lives of people who maybe didn't evacuate or are trying to still evacuate.
And we've been talking about how thinly stretched firefighting crews are. Can you take us through what you have seen in LA County with some of these fires?
So we know, according to the LA fire chief, he said that they could deal with 2 fires. There's currently 5 wind-driven fires throughout this community right now. That is really stretching their resources so thin. Everyone who is off of work, they're asking them to come back into work. The crews are working 36 to 48-hour shifts. Here in the Pacific Palisades, fire hydrants, they started running dry as of this morning. That paints a very dire picture when you have buildings that are actively burning behind us, buildings and businesses that are crumbling to the ground. And that's the same story all throughout this community. We know the National Guard has been called in here, as well as fire crews from other states. We know the Navy has brought in at least 10 helicopters to help with the aerial response. Earlier today, they couldn't have an aerial response because of how strong the wind gusts were. Thankfully, those winds have started to die down so they can start to fight this fire from the sky. But it is a very desperate situation as fires keep popping up thanks to these dry and windy conditions.
Leigh Waldman live for us in LA County, where we are told some 80,000 people are under evacuation orders. Thank you so much. We want to bring in our meteorologist now, Adam Claiborne, for a sense of the conditions there and what firefighters are working under with the winds that she's talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. We're still going to be dealing with some really gusty winds. Now, some of the strongest winds coming down here, at least for a little while here as we head on into the evening and throughout the night. But wanted to show you what we're expecting over the next few hours. We are going to see those gusts coming in from off of those mountain areas, and that wind comes off of the mountains. It goes down and it accelerates at that same point. So that descending wind is definitely not only an accelerating wind, but also a drying wind as well. Now, throughout the night, things start to wind down a little bit. Then they start to pick up again. You can see 2 p.m. tomorrow, especially farther off towards the east there, getting closer to parts of eastern California and heading up into more of Arizona and closer to Las Vegas. The smoke, it's been another part of the story. You can see all that wildfire smoke over the Los Angeles area, definitely creating some very low air quality there, and definitely noticing that that is a big part of the story as that area of low pressure moves out of here. Still a red flag warning in effect, though, as we keep the dry conditions around through Friday.